So I'm going to start standing today. So I'll just move my screen a little bit so you can see my mat. So come to standing on your mat, your yoga space. Bring your feet either hip distance apart or your feet flush together, so kind of zip up your legs. I prefer my feet wider apart, so it's completely up to you which choice. But we're just going to take a moment to center before we close the eyes and tune into our practice and focus on our breath. So when I'm talking about centering, if your feet are separate, just put two fists together and measure the distance in between your feet. So that is the most comfortable position when your heels are aligned with your hips. Tuck your tailbone under, slight micro bend in the knees so we're not forcing those knees back. Roll your shoulders to your ears, down your back, so kind of plant the shoulder blades down. Then just slightly drop your chin. So we're not fully on the chest, but we're just dropping the chin a little bit, so we're really elongating the back of the neck. Palms loosely facing forwards for the moment, and then close your eyes. Your mouth is closed, but just part your jaw a little bit, so it's a really relaxed jaw, your teeth are parted. Begin to breathe in and out the nose. And the reason we're closing our eyes is just to take away that stimuli around us. Noises are fine, but let's just take away that vision. Bring your right hand onto your heart, your left hand onto your belly. Start to move that breath into your belly. So as you inhale, draw that belly in, engage those muscles. Pause. And as you exhale, release those muscles super slowly. So don't let the belly drop out, just slowly releasing that tension as we breathe out. Pause with empty lungs. Inhale. Draw the belly button in. Try not to lift the shoulders. Exhale. Let the belly go. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Just keep going with the speed of this breath. But as you're here, maybe just move the weight into your toes as you inhale. So it's a gentle rock. And as you exhale, draw the weight back into your heels. So we're just noticing what it feels like when we're shifting the weight and the imprint of our feet. Slowing everything down. You should be feeling your heart beating slower, calmly. And then pause in the middle where you feel is equal distribution in the soles of your feet. And gently open your eyes slowly. Relax the hands down. And we're going to begin to create some of that mobility movement. So let's pick up the toes, lean backwards. Exhale, lean forwards. So pick up the heels, maybe on tiptoes. Exhale, come down, pick up the toes. So rocking backwards and forwards with control. No momentum here, we're just waking up the feet, waking up those muscles, moving with that breath. You might have sticky feet like me that's picking up the mat as well. But just move through that movement. Lovely. Okay, let's just wake up the hands. Do some jazz hands for me to the side. So maybe twinkle, twinkle star if you're a parent. Jazz hands, perhaps if you're a bit younger or funkier. But just wake up those hands. I'm rocking side to side as well because it's weird just doing your hands like that. I need to kind of move as well. And then let's get into our shoulder blades. So feet wider than hip distance for stability. Let your arms go loosely. And I just want you to turn your shoulders so your arms are swinging as if it's like maple ribbons going around a pole. You're the pole. Full of visuals for you today. Moving those arms really super floppy. So we're just getting into those shoulder joints where the arms are plugged in. Okay, let's accentuate that movement a little bit more. I want you to make a C shape with your arms going across your chest. It's almost like a hook punch. So we're just getting more now into those shoulder blades. Slight variations can really shift the movement, shift which muscle group we are working with. Okay, let's get a little bit deeper with a slight bend in the knees. I want you to really bring a straight arm across. So that person you're trying to punch, this isn't very yogic, is it? Is a bit further away from you. So bending one knee to get there and the other. Lovely. And then just to protect the lower back, I'm going to come sideways. As you bring one arm over, just have your arm in the lower back and go a little bit deeper, perhaps looking behind you as you go. So switching arm, switching hand on your lower back. Just do a couple more there. Lovely. So that should already feel quite loose, especially if you've been working like this for the morning. Okay, if you've got a wall, great. If you don't, it's excellent for balance. Plant down your right foot. Can hold onto the wall. You can have your hips full and hands on your hips. Just begin to rock a straight leg forwards and backwards, like a pendulum swing. Let that heart rate come down. It might have picked up a little bit from those arm swings. And then see if you can go a little bit higher. Just thinking about that hamstring, if there's any tweaks, just bend the knee as it comes up like I am doing. Really getting into that hip joint, warming up those hamstrings, flexing the toes towards your face. Lovely. And let's switch to the other side. So just shake off that standing leg that was supporting you. And let's go to the other side. So start with smaller swings first of all with a straight leg. You might even be brushing the floor. Lovely. And then get a bit more momentum. Raising that leg a little bit higher. Gripping the mat with your toes. So you're not falling over, working on that standing leg strength as well. Lovely. And bring that leg down. Just shake out those legs. So come into the back of your mat. Mine keeps wriggling away. Let me just readjust. It's all that momentum. So coming back to the back of your mat, let's realign ourselves. Tuck that tailbone under. Pick your toes up, plant each toe on the mat. Feet hip distance apart. Raise those arms up to grow tall. Really create length, looking up at the ceiling as if you're holding a ball in between your hands. Breathe. Exhale, bend the knees, bring that imaginary ball down to the mat. Walk your hands out into a tabletop. Pause there. Engage the core and then come back into walking back up. Roll that spine up. Roll your shoulders back down. Lovely. Let's go again. Inhale. Exhale, bend those knees, plant those hands down, walk out to the figure of four. Sorry, not figure of four, forward tabletop, four limbs on the floor. And then exhale, lift those hips up, bring those hands back to your feet. Roll that spine up, head coming up last. Inhale, bring those hands up. Exhale, bend at the knees, bringing those hands down. Walk out onto all fours. Pause. And let's come back, lift into your downward dog. Hands towards your feet. Rolling spine up. Lifting those arms up with that ball above your head. Last time before we add on, bend those knees, exhale, come down. Walking out. Pause, tummy in. As you come back to your downward dog, walk those hands towards your feet, roll that spine up, lifting up that ball high. Exhale your hands down in prayer. Breathe. Lovely. So we're going to add some arm rotations in here. Lift that ball up high, look up, stretch up, lengthen. Exhale, bend the knees, fold forwards. Walk those hands out to your figure four. Why do I keep saying figure four? On all fours. Unhook your toes here. Bring your arm forwards, turn your palm outside and bring your hand to your hip. Bring that hand down. Opposite side, you might need to move away from the wall like me. Palm faces out, bring it to your right hip and down. Push back into your downward dog. Walk those hands towards your feet. Roll that spine up. Take that imaginary ball up. And exhale, come down. So in the next few moves, think about your swimming arms on all fours, taking that left hand forward and as if we're breaststroking, come round. We're going to do that 4 more times. 2, send the left arm forwards. 3, 4, and 5. So really strong movement as if you're pushing water away. Tuck the toes into your down dog. Walk those hands back. Roll that spine up. Hands up to the ceiling. Lengthen. Exhale, come down. Walking those hands back to your 4. And swimming on the right hand side. So bring that right hand forward as if you're breaststroking for 1, 2, in the swimming sense, of course. 3, 4, and 5. Lovely. So let's move into our legs with that. Pick up those knees, downward dog. Walk those hands back. Roll the spine up. Lift that imaginary ball up. Take a moment with your hands in prayer. Breathe. So we did breaststroke arms one at once. We're going to think about those frog legs as if we're swimming when we come down again. So inhale, take those arms up, hold the imaginary ball up. Exhale, forward fold. Walk out to your four, all fours. This time, frog legs, as if you're swimming with those legs. My foot is flexed on the left side. Try not to lean too much towards the right. We've got 2 more frog legs on the left side. Lovely, place that left foot down, push into your downward dog, walk those hands back. Roll that spine up, so your spine should be getting super warm and so should your hamstrings from all those downward dogs. Let's fold. Walk to all fours. Right side, pick that right knee up, send it out to the side like a weeing dog, or if you're in breaststroke, those frog legs. For 3, try not to rush this. Feel the mobility, the muscles working. Lovely. Last one. Tuck those toes, push into your downward dog, stay there, walk out your feet. Step 1 out. And the other, really push that bottom out. Try not to curve the spine here. Stick the bottom out. Get everything moving, everything feeling warm. Bring your knees out wide onto your mat, your big toes together. Bring your bottom to your heels. Stretch those arms forward in your wide leg child's pose. Just let your head rest there for a moment. And then we're going to wake up the back muscles, wake up the shoulder muscles, and really create length in this child's pose. So with your forehead down, I want you, your fingers are wide, your palms are flat. On the next exhale, pick up your right hand. Inhale, it comes down. Exhale, pick up the left. Inhale, it comes down. Exhale, pick up that right hand. Inhale, down. Exhale, left. Inhale, down. Try to keep your hips stable, soft where they are. Keep going, lifting one arm and then the other with your breath. Your arms should be working hard. Your shoulders should be working hard. Your core should be working hard because your hips are not moving. We'll do 2 more on each side. Lovely. Fantastic. And let's let those arms recover. Let's just bring them, bend at the elbows, create a pillow with your forearms. Just let your head rest there and rock your hips side to side. Just get into those hips there. Let your arms recover. Walk yourself up with your hands so you're still wide legs there. Let's just shake off those hands, shake off those shoulders. So back in all fours, something if you are a big texter or typing at the keyboard a lot and our neck, we're going to stretch out those wrists. So make sure your hands are Spread, your fingers are spread rather, as wide as you can, your middle finger facing forwards. Bring your tummy in, so your belly button to your spine. Inhale, rock forward, my arms are straight. So we're shifting that weight really into our wrists. Exhale, come back, bottom to heels. Inhale, come forwards. Lovely. Exhale, come back. 3 more. Inhale, forwards. Exhale, back. Inhale, forwards. Exhale, back. So all of these repetitions that we're doing today in today's session is designed, kind of planned and thought out to recognize tension areas, tension spots that might build up from being sedentary. And what's great about doing this at lunchtime, particularly midweek or towards the end of the week, those sedentary tensions that are built up can then start to be eased out. So we're going to turn our hands to the outside of our mats, fingertips facing away from you, these eyes of your elbows. So if you look at your elbows now, where your veins are, the soft bit, the bit that doesn't bend, turn your eyes of your elbows in. Notice how that really stretches the outside of your forearm. Ease off and let them face forwards. And then face the eyes of your elbows in again. Such a small movement and so effective to stretch those muscles that might be getting tense. So hopefully after today's session, you'll feel more energetic, invigorated, without feeling burnt out, like you've just been for a run or danced your heart out. Just do 2 more of those rotations there. Lovely. Okay, and then let's just bring the backs of our hands to the mat. So the opposite stretch, a counter stretch to what we've been doing. If that's too intense, just do one and then the other. Or if that's too tense and you're currently swearing at me, you just shake off those hands and perhaps just put the backs of the hands together, rotate those wrists. How often do you stretch your wrists? I bet the answer is never, and you wouldn't be alone there. Yoga teachers have very flexible wrists because we spend a lot of time in downward dog and on all fours. So let's come into a downward dog. Pause there. And as we inhale, we're going to drop the knees, keep the toes tucked. Exhale, pick up the hips, lift the right hand and stretch towards the left leg, the outside of the left leg. Bring the right hand back, knees down. Let's do that on the left side. Downward dog, left hand to the outside of the right shin, right leg. Left hand down, all fours. So when we're doing this repetition, downward dog, right hand to left leg, really important to keep stable. Bring the belly button in towards the spine, and that cue helps you engage your core. So we'll do 2 more on each side here. Bring yourself into down dog, right hand to the outside of the left. Down dog, all fours. Down dog, left hand to the outside of the right shin. Down dog, all fours. Last time, let's go into that down dog, right hand to the outside of the left shin. Right hand down, knees down. Last time, let's go into that down dog, left hand outside of the right shin, left hand down, knees down. Let's just bring those hands back to the hands together again, just ease out that tension in the wrist. Lovely. Okay, a couple more transitions left. So come onto your sides. Be mindful of the space around you. Bring your hand to your head. Your upper arm is on the mat. Don't worry about the bottom leg too much. Just make sure you're stable. We are going to bring this left knee in towards our left shoulder. Then as we kick that foot away, bend at the knee, take the foot, draw the foot into your bottom. Try not to arch your back too much here. Release, hug the knee in. So here we're stretching our hips, opening up our hips. Push a wall away from you. Bend at the knee, take your foot into that quad stretch. Your torso should be staying still here. And to do that, engage your core. So try not to be rocking forwards, backwards, bending in the spine. We've got 2 more here. So move with that breath. I don't mind if it's in or out, but just make each movement. So as I inhale, I'm drawing my knee in. Last one on this side. Exhale, I'm pushing that wall away. Inhale, I'm taking the foot behind me, my quad stretch. Exhale, release. Let's do that on the opposite side. You can roll over if you want to still see the screen. Switch ends of your mat. Again, this bottom leg can be straight or bent. Just do what you need to do to keep your torso stable. Belly button in. Inhale, hug the right knee in towards your shoulder. Exhale as your flexed foot, push your wall away from you. Bend at the knee, take the foot behind you, quad stretch. Release, exhale. Inhale in. 2. 3. Got 2 more here. So, like I said at the beginning, try not to go too deep too quickly because we are repeating these. So, particularly with a quad stretch, you might not be able to even reach that foot. So just go steady, knowing we're coming back to it, and your messages to your brain will be, okay, that wasn't so bad, that didn't cause pain. And it'll allow you to go a little bit deeper the final time. Just do 1 more here. Lovely. And release. Okay, sit yourselves up. Come onto all fours, but in the middle of your mat. Send your right leg out to the side. Slide your right leg away. We're coming into a groin stretch. You might want the inside of your foot down for an extra stretch on the outside. You might want to plant the sole of your foot down. Rock forwards and backwards. If this is too much on your wrists, you can come onto fists. We've spent quite a lot of time on our wrists. But just rocking forwards and backwards here. If you want to get into the groin on this side as well, just widen the bent knee. So pausing there, come onto your forearms and either keep going with the rock there if that's enough for you, or to take this into the shoulders, inhale, take that right arm up, thread it through the gap between your left elbow and your left knee, palm facing up, like we're threading a needle. Inhale, take that right arm up again, and bring that forearm down. Left arm up. Thread through the right hole in your elbow to your lengthened leg. Look to the right. Inhale, taking it up. And replace the forearm down. Just gently rock forwards and backwards again. Lovely. And then let's bring our hands or fists back to the mat. Slowly bring that right leg in. Just tick-tock those hips side to side. Let the hips recover. And we'll repeat on the left side. So this time, send that left leg out, either with the inside of the left leg on the mat, left foot on the mat, or plant the sole of the foot down. Start with those rocks forwards and backwards. So a groin stretch, outside of the shin stretch if your foot's down. And again, you can widen the right side so that knee is not directly below your hip to get a stretch there as well. Bring your forearms down, keep rocking forwards and backwards there as your body adjusts to that new position. Take that right arm up as you inhale, thread it through the gap between your right elbow and right knee, bring your gaze to the right side. Inhale, send that right arm up to the ceiling and bring the forearm back down, left side. Inhale, left arm up, thread through, look to the left. Inhale, send that left arm up, right arm up, and right forearm back down to the mat. Bring your hands back there, bring your left knee in, tick-tock those hips side to side. Just take a moment to breathe there. Maybe you want to do hip circles as well. Just let those hips recover. Lovely. Okay, let's find ourselves on our bottoms on our mats. Widen your legs as wide as you can. So for me, I really like to just use my arm strength to pick myself up, to turn my tailbone back a bit so I can find my sitting bones. You might also want to physically pick up your legs with your hands. Have your hands either side and first of all, point those toes away. Flex them towards your face. You might be able to pick up those heels if you're flexing them enough. Points. And flex. One more time, points. And flex. And then just let the heels come down, but they're neither pointed or flexed. Just let them relax. Take your left hand down to the mat, bring your right arm up. We're going to kind of wave here. So our shoulders are stacked. Keep your sitting bones pressed into the mat. And as we exhale, we're leaning over to one side, shoulders stacked on top of each other. And slowly coming over to the side. So it's not kind of like a vigorous storm or waving at a friend in a crowd. We're just really mindfully shifting the weight to one palm and the weight over one side of us to the other. Couple more there. So really stretching into our sides now. And of course our hamstrings and hips. Lovely, stop there. Turn to face your left leg with your hips. Slide your hips forward. Try and bring your chin towards your toe. Inhale up, switch, exhale down. Remember what I said about not going too deep too quickly. Switch, exhale down. For you, this might just be inhale, switch, bring my chest forward, inhale, switch, bring my chest forward. That is absolutely fine. Inhale, switch, stretch forward. We're just going to our edge, and everyone's edge is different. No two bodies are the same in flexibility, and equally, or unequally, as the case may be. One side might feel more comfortable than the other. And that is what yoga is all about, creating that balance between both sides of the body, easing out tension. We'll just do one more on each side. Lovely. Coming up. So we're not shocking these legs. I want you to bring your palms of your hands underneath your knees. Roll yourself back so you can fold at the knees. Bring the soles of your feet together and just butterfly those knees out. Just got one more move to do before we come into our relaxation. Maintaining that breath long and deep. Okay, let's bring our hands back behind us for support. Don't dump in the back, don't dump in the shoulders. Make sure you've got a straight spine. Pick your feet up. Your soles of your feet are on the mat, but your knees are wider than hip distance. As we exhale, we're bringing the knees over to the left. You should feel a stretch down from your glutes into your IT band to your knee joint. Inhale to center. Exhale to the right. Try to keep your shoulders forwards. Inhale, center, over to the left. So the shoulders want to go with you as well. Try to bring the shoulders, well, try not to move the shoulders. Try to keep your chest and your shoulders facing forwards. We'll do one more on each side. Lovely. And then I'm going to bring myself up to seated, come sideways on my mat. And it's called a swan stretch. So I want you to bring one shin parallel to the short edge of your mat. Your knee doesn't have to be down. Bring your other knee to where your heel is and bend that leg, flexing the foot. So it's called a 90-90 or a swan stretch. And just face forward first of all. Try and plant your sitting bone down. That might be tricky for you. Your knee might be right up here. That is absolutely fine. This is where we're working on our hip flexibility. Either stay there or lean forward, send your hands back. Inhale, come up, bring both feet to the mat and go to the opposite side. So you've shifted your body the opposite way. You might need to do a couple of adjustments to just make sure we are in that 90-90 degrees. Again, lean forward, hands back. Inhale, coming up without using your hands, shift over to the other side. Lean forwards, hands back. Oh, I'm traveling off my mat. I'm traveling to the other side of my room. Last time on the opposite side. Quite good for your bum as well, shifting. A little cheeky bum massage whilst we're moving through. Okay. And let's stop there. So, this is your time to check in with yourself. And we're going to go through for our relaxation. Either lay down flat, be my guest, that's absolutely fine. I'm going to remain seated. And whether you're laid down in a traditional Shavasana with your feet out wide, your palms away from your body, facing up, shoulders down your back, or seated like me with your hands just resting on your knees. Close the eyes, close the mouth, but part that jaw. Calming everything down. And then going through that body scan. So Just starting at the top of your head, as if you're a red laser, just scanning your body down, and check in with yourself. Check in with how different parts of your body feel, different organs feel. Is your heart beating fast, slow? Are your lungs shallow breathing or fully breathing? Are your shoulders loose and relaxed? How are your hips feeling? Just take this moment to enjoy the end of your practice. Thank you very much for joining me. As always, I really appreciate it. And enjoy all the good feelings of yoga. Have a good rest of the day. Namaste.